Joe Biden is an absolute disgrace to the presidency of the United States. Let's talk about it. So if you don't recall, a couple weeks ago, I talked about how he pardoned every murderer on death row, on federal death row, so that Donald Trump couldn't come in and restart the death row death penalty for these murderers. Now, he did leave off 3 murderers from that: the Boston bomber, a synagogue bomber, or attacker, and another black church attacker, all of which were terrorists and deserved to die just as much as the other 30 some odd murders that were on death row. But in his latest move to absolutely fuck over America, he has withdrawn 600, or is expected to withdraw 625 million acres of land that could be developed for oil, manufacturing, for oil extraction. And this is at a time whenever we, as a country, elected Republicans to both the House, the Senate, and the presidency in order to have a change of policy, in order to shift away from the liberal policies that we have had over the last 4 years with President Biden. But that doesn't matter. It doesn't matter that the Americans have spoken and said that they want something different. Joe Biden is doing everything in his power to sabotage and ruin the presidency of Donald Trump and the incoming Republican administration. It's an absolute spit in the face to every American that actually went out and voted this November, and he has done this routinely since losing the election with his party. Now, just exactly what he is removing from our ability to drill: he is going to remove all of the Atlantic and East Gulf Coast. He'll also remove the ability to extract from the Pacific, from Washington down to California, and also parts of the North Bering Sea in Alaska. Now, he's using the Outer Continental Shelf Lands Act in order to restrict the development of these lands. And there was actually a 2019 case which President Trump actually lost in order to try to reverse these restrictions. So the Republicans should just repeal this Lands Act entirely. Repeal this Lands Act entirely. If a president can single-handedly say that we cannot develop land by himself, and the next president that comes in can't reverse that, that is an absolutely miscarriage of justice, and it should not be that way at all. If a president can single-handedly do something, the next president should be able to single-handedly remove that restriction. So the Republicans in the House and the Senate, get rid of the filibuster if the Democrats want to block it, but get rid of this act and make it where the president can actually reverse the policies that Joe Biden is doing in order to harm this country and sabotage the incoming president.